You guys, so professional, personal partners in crime.
Yes.
And also the stylistically best dressed pair in Park City. I can say that hands down without even having seen your luggage or anything, but this is the absolute
We brought
truth.
so much luggage, it's embarrassing.
Because you guys are also going to another festival directly right after, so congratulations on that. It says a lot about the veracity or the velocity or the DNA imprint that you have, and how it can be appropriated elsewhere. So that's cool to get that support from international programmers as well. So kudos on the double premiere status. Let's begin with the title. So obviously it relates to sourness, defectiveness, especially in French, citron. But also the old adage that when life gives you lemons, 3 dogs. So Isaac takes a merciless beating in this film. He's a human banana, even to the end credits. But the way my rapport with it was like, this is his emancipation possibly. And I was wondering how you relate that story. How do you see this portion in his timeline? Is it just like his ascension to getting exactly what he wants, or is it like a downward spiral?
We talked a lot in terms of plateau, and we feel, I think the end credits, for instance, which to me is the end of the movie, is this tiny little seed that maybe he might be fine, or maybe he's gonna figure it out. I think for us, we really wanted to do a movie that was a little bit about a person who doesn't really change, and a movie about a person that kind of like just goes a little bit in a circle. The movie opens and closes very similarly, sort of like establishing this kind of cyclical nature. And we also wanted to, we were subtly kind of commenting on, there seemed to be a lot of films that were being made about white men who were failures, who things seemed to work out for. And that seemed to be a genre unto itself. And so we were kind of taking that genre and having it be that the woman leaves him because he fucking sucks. Yeah. And that it wasn't really going to work out for him, that he was bad at his job and he really was not great at it, and that his family was disappointed in him, rather than putting that character in a situation where everything seemed to somehow work out even though they didn't deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, we know a lot of people, and I'm sure you do too, that...
Me?
This is about you. No.
But a lot of people are afraid of being Isaac, I think, and think of themselves as Isaac.
Which is funny to me because I'm like, it's so hyperbolic. Like, how could you watch a movie?
That's on camera.
A movie and be repelled or disgusted by if like the things that they would see in themselves. I mean, it's funny and it's so absurd. I mean, there are little touches, obviously, and it's very emotional, but the things that happen to him are just, they're so extreme. There's so many of them. How can you really see yourself in that? Right?
No, I think you can. You don't think you can see yourself in Isaac?
No, I think you can definitely see yourself in Isaac, but the amalgamation of things that happen to him, I feel like, I mean, if that's happening to somebody, I'm really concerned for them. If all of those things are happening to them, is what I'm saying. I'm like, wow, like really, like talk to somebody about it if all of that is happening to you.
Or just don't go outside.
Stay indoors.
Yeah, lock the
You get
doors.
what I mean, right? It's just, there's so much. It's like,
right. I guess I'm not talking so much of what happens to him as like the place he's coming from.
Right.
And so we're in total agreement.
I see that.
But, I totally agree. But where we are first traumatized from is our families. You know what?
The movie's about trauma, inherited trauma, and the idea of trauma being passed down from your family, and then how do you go on from that? How do you live past that? I mean, it's in you, right? And so I think for both of us, we see aspects of our families and ourselves that we do and don't like about ourselves. And so in Isaac, we kind of put all of that stuff in there, and there is this there is this isolation and loneliness, and he feels very much abandoned. Abandonment is really big, and I think in some ways we both feel abandoned.
What's interesting about
isolated.
Yeah, I mean, for most people,
our poor parents.
For most people, you're taught that the world is not okay. For privileged people, a lot of people experience that the world is not okay through the experience of their parents making some mistake when they're very young. So, but you're in denial of that. And it's a process of recognizing that into your adulthood and realizing that that is what a major thing that's affecting you and the choices you make. So, because they're no longer, you realize these are human beings that are incredibly flawed.
What I found interesting also is how your character, it's sort of as if circumstances in his life, like there's somebody else playing God. What I really appreciate about some of the sequences where your character is in the workshop is that he sort of like, that's the only moment where he's in control of something.
Yeah.
So he's control of other people.
Exactly.
He can't control his own destiny or his own emotions, but I like that facet.
You fully understand this film.
Yeah.
No, not really.
No, you
do.
literally
You really
I'm like,
do.
wow, you should just talk to us.
No,
it's so
no.
nice.
Do you want to do the
Not
Q&A
met
in Salt Lake City?
Yes.
You guys are gone, right?
No, we're actually going to be at Salt Lake.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, you really
You-
do.
like, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Were you part of our writing process?
That's, we wanted to.
And I just follow you guys on Instagram by afar. I don't like, I'm not some serial something. I'm
No,
just
but
like,
we
these guys are styling, and then like I like them.
no, but we wanted to have, even the most person who has absolutely no self-esteem might, finds that situation, that one moment where they get to be king, which is one of the reasons I go so insane when Michael's character is leaving.
Yeah.
Because it's not just my friend leaving, or it's like my last chance is leaving of any
But it's
type of
like being left
validation.
by a lover as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very similar to what happens with Judy.
I was at the World Prem, and during the Q&A, I was surprised to learn that this has been a 5-year journey for you guys, and I imagine the DNA of like the reasoning for Lemon 5 years back might have changed possibly over time, because you had relatively great success in your life as well professionally. Did you look back just before filming, did you look back at what you had on paper and said, oh, I don't necessarily feel the same way? Did you have the same rapport with it?
It's funny because I don't think that's how we process those 5
Okay.
years. I think for both of us, the loudest aspects of those 5 years were all the no's, and there were a lot of no's for both of us professionally.
Okay.
And things felt really glacial. Like our careers felt very glacial. I mean, they still do. And I'm incredibly grateful for Sundance. I'm incredibly grateful for Rotterdam. It in no way has created any ease for either of us. I mean, before we came here this morning, like full spiral. I mean, I guess it's how you see things, right? Or how you process your own life. So I feel in the script that we wrote 5 years ago to the script that we were making last year, I mean, it definitely got a lot better, and there was more pain and more rejection and more anxiety in it. If anything, that's what we got from the 5 years that it took to get to it.
And there's nothing chill about or casual about how we process the world or how we approach our other work. So I think that focus at times can sort of take you out of the zone of resting on your laurels. Of course we have moments of gratitude, we're really grateful to be here, but there's always the future and what the future holds, and fear of the future, and the reality being that you're never safe.
Yeah.
It's
And now you
don't know
delivered
what's
this
around
child.
the corner. It
This
could be
no longer
something
belongs to
great.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
you
now
know, and
people
what will
can
be
judge
the,
it, and that's really scary.
yeah,
Yes.
what will be the next thing, and how will that go?
But it's
What
part
will
of the
that lead
process,
to?
the judging part. Like,
Yeah, it is.
there's a strong visual imprint, the
Photography and
yes,
gesture.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
No,
I'll let Brett speak to the gesture.
Thanks.
Yeah, my characterization is very much influenced by Janicza's direction. And when we sat down, she was like, I don't want to see any of you physically in this character. And we did a lot of walking rehearsals. We did gesture rehearsals. I was told to never, you know, I can be a mouth breather at times. She said, make sure you close your mouth. You know, I can lift my eyebrows. Don't lift your eyebrows. There was this specific way in which she saw him, and through the rehearsal and repetition, you know, I tried to embody that. And it's wild. It's funny because in a way he sort of becomes like a Buster Keaton type character in that way, like sort of a silent movie character.
I like his uniform as well.
Yeah,
The majority of the
there's
film.
something
yeah.
very classic vaudevillian about him, which I think adds to his relatability in a strange way, and you feeling if you are willing to go on the journey, you're comfortable to let him guide you through that mess, you know.
Photography.
Yeah.
Theater is my background. I studied directing and design for theater. Photography is really important to me. Every aspect of the frame, where you're setting the characters, what the lighting is, what the costuming is, and I guess I'm drawn to the idea that if we couldn't hear the dialogue, we should be able to know exactly what's going on visually and tonally. Like, you should be feeling something. So I was going from that place, and also shooting things mostly proscenium, long, wide shots. One of the there's throughout the movie a lot of Nan Golden's photography is referenced, like color palette. I forget the name of the book now.
I'll look it up.
I can't remember it, but I'll like send it to you. I'm like, it's totally escaping me, but Nan Golden was a big reference for the work, and then there was also this collection of photographs called Where Children Sleep, and it's beautiful, and I'm not remembering that photographer either. I'm like completely at zero in my brain.
That's fine. It's the altitude.
Yes, exactly. That's what it is.
Yes.
But yeah, so.
Cool. Well, thank
Marianne
you.
Ways, is that her name?
Oh, Where Children Sleep. It's a guy. I can't remember his name. Michael. I don't know. I can't remember.
There's this search engine called Google.
Yeah, we'll be able to find it.
A pleasure meeting you guys. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.